Hi, doctor. Are you currently seeing patients with shoulder pain? What about frozen shoulder? What if I could teach you a neurological treatment system in which you could literally take a person from frozen shoulder to a full range of motion in 2 visits? And this system is so powerful that we guarantee results in 2 visits, or we don't accept the patient for care. Hi, I'm Dr. Andy Barlow. I'm a board certified chiropractic neurologist. I also carry a fellowship in functional neurology, and every Wednesday night at 5 p.m., I'm giving a 1-hour seminar free of charge. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help your community. I'm here to help our profession go to the next level. I personally look forward to seeing you every Wednesday night. I want to completely change your life and change your community's life. And I can help you do that because I've helped hundreds, if not thousands, of doctors from Europe to Canada, all the way to New Zealand with these types of health issues, okay? So I look forward to seeing you Wednesday night at 5 p.m. Central on the webinar. Have a great day. I look forward to seeing you on the internet.
Probably have an old school website, just like this old school Voltron from the 80s. Here's the thing, video websites are dominating the entire internet right now, but only 3% of people have video websites. What is a video website? When there's continual movement. The beautiful thing about continual movement is that when you have movement, it keeps the buyer wanting to stay on the website. Here's the beautiful thing. If you look here at Dr. Mo's website, he is dominating. His website's everywhere. Not only that, but he's omnipresent. It's about time to get you out of the static world websites where they don't move, doesn't do anything for you, but come into the video websites where we dominate Google and get you omnipresent. It's time to step in the future of marketing. Make sure you click on the button at the bottom for a consultation, and we'll get back with you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mark Anthony with Edge on Regenerative Medicine Show. I'm excited today. Why? Because I have a special guest, a friend of mine. He is from the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania area. And guess what? You can check his website at eastshorehealthcare.com. And today we have I call it a special tagline, not just tagline, but something that I'm not seeing a lot spoken about. And the title today is Testosterone, Heal Better, Feel Better. Need a couple drinks of water to say that. And so I love this because a lot of people, especially men, don't realize that we need this. And again, thank you so much, Dr. Matt Boland, for being here.
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah. So tell us, before we get into testosterone, heal better, feel better, tell us a little bit about how you got into like testosterone. Tell us your story and why you're doing it.
Mark, when I was 45 years old, I've always been a workout fanatic. But when I was 45, that was 16 years ago, I began to notice that I was dragging my butt. I'd go to the gym. Sometimes I'd sit in my car, actually lay down in my car for 20 or 30 minutes to try to gather up some energy before going in. Sometimes I would never even make it inside. Even when I did, maybe I'd work out for 10, 20 minutes, and because I was so tired, I'd leave. I also noticed that I wasn't getting the same benefit from my workouts. I wasn't getting the same effect. Didn't feel the pump. My muscles were getting softer. I was getting a little thick around the middle, and just my drive in general was lacking. So a friend of mine had told me about testosterone therapy, and the only place at the time to go was New York City. So I'd get on a train once a year, go see the doctor. Unfortunately, the doctor himself didn't know the first thing about it, but he had a salesman from Florida. That's so we would get our medicine sent to us. So I went through that process about 2 or 3 years, and then I decided, I should really learn about this myself. So I started going to conferences and learning from doctors from virtually all over the world on not just men, but women too, hormone replacement therapy, and most important, bioidentical replacement, meaning hormones that are totally alike what the human what we make as humans,
Right.
so that they didn't interact with our systems in an adverse way. They were the same chemical makeup, therefore no side effects, all good effects. So literally within about 5 weeks, I started to feel better, I started to feel stronger. And then, as I said, within about 3 years, I said, well, let's introduce this to my regional area because no one's doing this. And actually, my very first patient was a young man who I never would have suspected would have been low testosterone, because sometimes we think low T, somebody's older, fatter. This young man was 28 years old, and to look at him, he was built like a guy out of Muscle and Fitness.
Wow.
Yet his testosterone was low, very low. His marriage was on the rocks. His libido or his sex drive was extremely low, and he just didn't feel himself. Within about 4 or 5 weeks, he was literally changed for the better, 180 degrees. And it's been 10 years since that time, and we've treated, several hundred men, I would think, over that period of time. And I will tell you that from all the years I spent doing chiropractic work and the work in pain management as an integrated practice, I've never seen more men get positive results than from this therapy. And I'll be using testosterone for life. To me, it's no different than eating a good diet or going to the gym to exercise. It is literally the spark plugs to keep the fuel ignited in your system, to keep you feeling energized, young, keep your sex drive intact. And, let's face it, as a man, we associate certain things with manlyhood. We call them androgenic and anabolic. The anabolic affects, our muscle tone, what we look like. And the androgenic affects our manly qualities. And this has been nothing short of miraculous, not only for myself, but for dozens and dozens of other men. And as I may have mentioned earlier, I have men ranging in age from 27 all the way to 75 years of age who it literally turns their life around. And, again, it's once they start and once they see and feel the benefits, they're lifers.
Would you say that it not only helps you with more energy, but also when they're working out with muscle tone?
I'm not going to brag, but when I interview men who come in and I have a t-shirt on, they all look at me and they say, holy shit, man, you're 61 years old. I want to look like you when I'm 61. And, and I don't do anything great. I don't work out 2 and 3 hours a day. It's not like that. It's simply that this is spark for the fuel. I can tell you I went through a major surgery 3 years ago, a major rotator cuff surgery, and my healing time was virtually 1/2 of what they anticipated it would be. And the physical therapist discharged me saying, you're 8 weeks ahead of schedule. And I put my arm around his shoulder and I said, Mark, and his name is Mark. I said, it's not because I did anything great. I said, I followed what you told me to do, but I have my body heals like I'm half my age, not my age.
Wow, that's amazing. Would you say the average age that the most ages that you actually see people, would they be in their 30s or mid 40s? What's like the average age?
I would say that for the most part, anywhere from mid to late 30s on up to mid 60s.
And this is mostly in men, correct?
All men.
All men. Okay.
All men.
Okay.
We do see a few ladies for hormone replacement therapy, but it's really not my field of expertise. I'll help them. I have access to some other doctors who are far more knowledgeable, so I pick their brains. But I consider myself somewhat of an expert in male hormone replacement. And again, being the fact that I've been supplementing myself for the last 16 years, I know the benefits. I feel the benefits. I see the benefits.
And how long so let's say if I came to you, would this be like, I see once a week, once a month? Is it like a tune-up? Is it, or an oil change every 3 months? How does that work?
That's a great question. We recommend a weekly dose, and a dose is, we do the injectable version. There's other ways to administer testosterone. We feel like the injectable version is the most effective. It impacts the bloodstream most effectively, most rapidly. And if men live too far away that coming here is inconvenient or costs them a lot of time, I simply instruct them and teach them how to self-administer. So they may only come and see me once every 10 weeks for a refill. And of course, we then monitor their numbers through laboratory testing.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. Would you say that this has totally changed your life from
Mine? Absolutely. For the better? Absolutely. No doubt. And you know, here's one of the neat things. People hear that word testosterone and right away they think about sex. But there's so many more reaching qualities that testosterone replacement has on our body. And I'll tell you one of the biggest ones I hear, and it's oftentimes from the women, is that their husband's attitude improves. He's less irritable. He's less grouchy. He's more even.
Women on the show will go, they'll like, come on, sign me up. They'll probably.
I'm telling you, yeah, absolutely. It's you know, and their wives are. I mean, I literally have had a couple guys where maybe they'll miss a couple weeks, and they'll come in and they'll say, "My wife is again."
You know, it's interesting you said that. My wife and I were just having a conversation just the other day. And, you know, she was saying that she has a lot of girlfriends that are basically saying that their husbands just are not interested in sex. And
Right.
I look at my wife, I go, sometimes when men, it seems like men aren't, because men are very much are. Because they're told not working too well, and they feel kind of ashamed, or they feel like not ashamed, but like, come on, I should be like a Mustang. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, I don't have that problem, but I put myself mentally in that. If I had that situation, I would feel kind of like, dang, I can't perform. My wife, you know, I'm just saying, I would kind of probably back away too.
And men don't want to talk about it that much because their pride and their ego keeps them from talking about it until it's really, really bad. And that's unfortunate.
No, especially during time.
And then their wives, as you said, their wives think they're not interested and they think, well, it's me, meaning it's the wife. And, or is he cheating on me? Is he looking elsewhere? And it's not that at all. And here's the thing, they go to their doctor. And some guys are actually savvy enough to ask the question, hey, maybe I'm low. Can you check my testosterone levels? And they get them checked. And as long as they're inside what's called the normal range, which is a wide swing, it's really wide. If they're literally 2 or 3 points inside that range, the doctor will say, well, you're fine. You're normal. You don't need it. And that's very unfortunate. They oftentimes will put them on antidepressant medication.
Wow.
And that's not what they need or what they want. They don't need a drug. They need new spark plugs in their engine. And when they get testosterone, it changes their life around.
That's you know what?
It's the best pick me up imaginable. And when I hear that from a guy, I mean literally, when guys will come in 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks into it, and they tell me how much better they're doing, I literally jump for joy for them. Because I know what's coming for them, and they don't even believe it's going to work.
So this is an injection that we can't. There's no pill you can take, or it has to be.
Unfortunately, not. No, there's no pill that can take. We've seen the stuff on TV, the advertisements. I've had friends who have used that stuff a year or more, and it doesn't move their numbers virtually at all. It's a lot of hype. The only way to get that into your system is into your bloodstream. You don't get it into your bloodstream orally.
So I've been listening to a lot of people on the internet, gurus, so-called workout gurus, and they're saying that you can get this testosterone not replacement, but dose by eating certain types of foods. Is that true?
There are some herbal remedies that will spike the numbers 5, maybe 10%.
But not consistent.
And again, they'll spend a lot of money on those herbals, whereby it's such a minimal difference. I mean, what we do here, it in some cases will impact them in as little as 2 or 3 weeks. I generally tell them, give it 8 weeks till you make a decision. Some guys will come in literally in a week and tell me, I can feel a difference already. Is it in my head? No, it's because your numbers were so low. You were in the toilet, man. You just hadn't been flushed out to sea yet.
Okay, well, I love that. So, well, I didn't even know that. It's funny because for me, I thought it's funny. They had this paid commercial on YouTube and it was some buff guy, looked like he was from Baywatch. And he was like, yeah, it's what I eat. And he's like, click on the link. You'll figure out, it's like some little guru nut or, little berry.
Yeah, right.
But a lot of people clicked on it. Wow, this is pretty huge. So you've been doing this for about 16 years. And would you say you see it works on about 70% of the people you see, or 80%?
No, I'd say it works well, more like closer to, every now and then we get somebody, and even though their numbers move, everybody's numbers will move up. Some don't move up as much, but some guys just, I think in their own mind, they think that the cost doesn't justify the changes. But 1 in 10 is 1 in 10.
And you hit on something, the cost. It's funny. I was just talking to somebody today about that. I used to be focused on the cost. And I noticed that as I got older and certain things started to happening where my body wasn't functioning the way it was functioning, I realized that I'm worth it. And I feel like when people realize that you're worth it, you can't put a price on your health. And people are so focused on their wealth that by the time they get older, all their wealth's going on their health. And they have wealth. And it's interesting. I didn't bring this up, but I had for about 30 years.
Okay, I have some paper.
Headaches every day. And I didn't really talk about it because I got so used to just having the pain. And long story short, could have been cheap. But my headaches left. And I don't have headaches anymore or migraines. And I'd be so bad where I had to take 2 days off at the end of every month. Long story short, my mom said to me, "It's the doctor, so how much did it cost you?" And I said, "Well, I spent 4 hours with the doctor, and within 30 days it went away." And she goes, "Well, no, how much?" I go, "It was only $1,000." I go, "But it was the best $1,000 I ever spent."
Of course.
I went to the root of the problem, and that's what's great about what you have. You're going to the root of what they need.
Right.
And there's a lot of people that need this. I mean, I can tell by looking. I could be at my son's baseball game or walking around, and I could say, "Okay, he needs it." You can sort it out.
No doubt. No doubt.
Wow, this is awesome. So when people work with you, do they have to? I know that, of course, they need to come and see you, but are they able to do it with you or over Zoom if they're not close by, or?
No, because they have to see our medical director once every 6 months for a follow-up.
Okay.
So they do have to come into the clinic. I could sit here and do a Zoom call on a consultation, because I do offer a no-fee consultation just to talk with them and determine, are they possibly a candidate? Might they possibly qualify? But generally speaking, if they have symptoms, that's the first qualifier. And then from that point, it's rather simple. It's a simple blood test. And once we get those numbers back, it's a slam dunk.
Wow. I love that. So, oh, wow. So I just want to say, everybody out there in internet land, caring is sharing. Testosterone is very important. What I love about it is testosterone allows you to heal better. And as our doctor here says, it helps you also feel better. What I'd like you all to do is, if you have any questions, please, you can instant message Dr. Boland on Instant Messenger, or you can just put your question down at the bottom and he'll be able to reply back. And also, please make sure you check out eastshorehealthcare.com, eastshorehealthcare.com. And remember, sharing is caring, because one video can change one person's life.
Amen.
People out there right now that are struggling with getting up in the morning. They're not able to get up quickly. Why? Because they're missing that spark plug. When you have the spark plug that gives you the energy, you make sure you call Dr. Boland. And again, thank you so much, Dr. Boland, for being here. Everyone, check this out. We're going to have Dr. Boland on again. He's going to be talking about regenerative medicine. Regenerative medicine is changing people's lives. And again, thank you so much for being here on the show.
Thanks for having me on today, Mark.
Thank you. God bless you, and God bless you all.
God bless you too.